What is up, guys? Do I have a crazy one for you today? Before I get started on this video, if you like this content or want more Pokemon content, be sure to subscribe below. But yeah, this video is going to be a little insane. As you can see, I got some PSA cards back here. I'm going to show you those real quick, and we're actually going to crack them out of the case for the binder, which is right here. This is like my go-to favorite binder, my favorite binder collection of all time. I've mentioned it before, how I'm like never gonna get rid of this thing, but anyway, I'll explain that a little more later. Let's jump in and check out these cards. I might be a little crazy for doing this. Let me know. Okay guys, so here are these stacks. For stack all the way to the right here, bam, we have some Skyridge Ho-Oh holo card right here. Let's take a look at this bad boy. So one thing you will notice, a lot of these are like PSA 7 or a couple of them even a little lower. And I did that knowing that I would probably want to crack these out. So there we have the Ho-Oh. Here we have an Aquapolis Kingdra, PSA 7, pretty solid condition. Here we have a Lugia, PSA 7. And a Nidoking PSA 7. And last but not least, you probably saw him glaring at us over there. We have a Skyridge Charizard PSA 3. Now this guy has a little crease over here to the bottom right. So some creasing going on there. But overall, pretty decent looking card. It'll be all right for a binder collection. So those I'm pretty set on cracking out. Now these cards in the middle, I'm a little more hesitant about. We have a PSA 9 Light Arcanine. Now I'm more hesitant about this because obviously it is a PSA 9. However, this is something that I would probably sell. But this guy looks extremely good. But yeah, we'll see about cracking him out. Next up, we have a Light Arcanine, PSA 7. This one again looks pretty good. And another thing is, guys, I know regrading these might not get the same grade, but that is an option. You know, regrading these is not that big of a deal for me. We have a Vaporeon Gold Star, which is a PSA 9. Now, this guy is a hard decision also. I might look at buying another one of these, or that's what I originally thought I would do, but we'll see. And then we have a PSA 8 Mew Gold Star. Very nice condition here. So my plan is to just start cracking these out. The ones I know I want to go out, like these guys, and then we'll kind of play it by ear. But now these two guys right here, I might wait on. This is a PSA 9 Koro Shining Mew. These cards are not too bad to get 9s. You see them popping up here and there, but this card is so cool. You'll see more of them disappear over the years. But this was actually given to me as a gift, so I will more than likely kind of keep this one in the case just as something special. And then, yeah, we have a first edition base set Charizard. Now this one's a PSA 5, but I mean, it's just got a lot of holo scratching going on. And yeah, that's about it for this card. So yeah, hard decisions to be made, but let's go ahead and crack out the ones that I know for sure I want to crack out, and we'll kind of go from there. First things first, we want to make sure we have some sleeves on the ready. And yeah, let's go ahead and bust into these guys. Let's go ahead and check out these crystal cards here. Let's check out the Crystal Ho-Oh, because this guy I actually paid quite a bit to get, but when I crack him out, it's just gonna be kind of a sense of relief, and you know, hey, we're actually doing this. So yeah, like I said, I might be crazy, but hey, that's my goal for my collection, is kind of have it all in the binder. So this is kind of a video on how to crack some cards out. I'm going to try to be as gentle as possible. Some of these cases you can just straight up bend and they will kind of crack out. So we're gonna try that. Also, my thumb is super double jointed. I always tell people like, dang dude, look at your thumb. But hey, this is actually a benefit when it comes to cracking out Pokemon cards. So let's go ahead and try it. This one, don't want to put too much pressure right there, but so we did get one crack. Another crack. I'm just going around the card, kind of breaking the seal. All right, so we kind of broke the seal as much as we could there. If you look, this case is already separating, so that is something good that we want to see. We want to try to get something like even our finger would work, but look, just breaking that little seal does the trick. Now, you do kind of have to get a feel for this, but you can kind of run your finger across and kind of break the rest of the seals. It's just gonna have little snap points all the way down. But let's see here. Let's try to get our finger back in there. But yeah, this case pretty much just pries right off. Want to be very careful here. And there we have it, guys. So then we have a loose Ho-Oh card. Now, as you can see, this guy has a little warping, but going in the PSA case keeps it nice and snug. Man, look at that, guys. Pretty awesome stuff. So yeah, as I said, I might be crazy for doing this, but hey, Pokemon is what you want for your goals and everything like that. What I do, I like to do a little slight bend to kind of go against the warp, but there we have a good looking Ho-Oh card. Awesome. So card one is cracked. As you can see, this case, you know, the sticker's right here. I'm gonna keep that so I can send that back in to update the population report. But yeah, you gotta be careful of people who will resend or resell cards that have been cracked out, because look, that case is already back together. It looks fine. You gotta really be checking the sides here for any whitening, as you can see there. So yeah, you just really gotta keep an eye out for that, guys. So I'm gonna set that over here to the side. Now, one other method for cracking out these cards, which you see a lot of people do, is actually cutting off or snapping off a corner to where this is like everything under my finger will be chipped off. So you can do that using some nice scissors or some pliers. You know, you can just kind of pluck off the side. Maybe I'll try to do that. I didn't really equip myself for the best equipment here, but as you can hear, that just went flying. So beware of flying plastic. You might want to use some goggles or something, but you know, if you get little bigger pair of pliers, you can actually cut off a big corner right here. And then what people do, they'll get like a screwdriver and stick it in the gap and then pry it open like that. But one thing I found and actually seen people do, they try to stick this in like that. And the thing is, this little seal right here between the card and the label isn't all that great. So if people are having trouble or having to force this in, I've seen people shove it in and it breaks through the seal and actually scratches the card. And I mean, it's a big scratch, you know. So be very careful of doing that. If you do have to do that, try to cut a little section pretty low here by the label. So when you stick in this screwdriver, you can go across like this and not down at an angle like that. So just another thing to keep in mind. But I know this makes a lot of people nervous, me bending the cases like this, but hey, it works. I mean, you're not doing any damage to the card if you're kind of careful. It's kind of hard to say that because I've been doing this since like 2010 or earlier, so it's kind of hard to tell people, you know, don't worry about it. You just gotta bend the case essentially. So this one might be a little more tough. Yeah, this one might be a little rough on us, but we're gonna try to at least get one more crack out of it. There we go. That's what you want to hear. So that just actually broke right there. I know it looks rough for poor old Kingdra, but when you're cracking it and getting it up here, the card is still safe. The only problem is if this really breaks apart, which they're usually pretty sturdy. Okay, so this one we might have to do a little screwdriver action. Oh, no, there we go. So it popped off, as you can see right there. I accidentally broke the corner again, but we're gonna go over there with my finger, and there we go. So now at this point, you can see the card right there. So that's what I'm saying. You guys can bust through this portion and then just rip right into the card. So at this point, I'm just trying to hold everything down, but then also pry with my finger underneath. I'm just trying to pry up the sides there. You don't really want to pull the card out right here. Let me see if I can show you this way. All right, there we have it. So at this point, we've pried it open so much that we can probably safely remove the card. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just kind of hold the top of the card right there and try to break away from the card. You don't wanna pry sideways or anything. You just wanna break right away from the card so you don't scratch it or anything. So here we go. We have a Hollow Kingdra from Aquapolis. So once again, this case obviously didn't break as much or as clean as the Lugia, or Ho-Oh I mean, but gotta be careful. People reselling these cases. Here we go. Kingdra from Aquapolis. Looks very nice, just got some hollow scratching going on. Beautiful card. Awesome. Safely in the sleeve right there, and we are done with that one. Next up, sorry this might be a little longer video, guys, but we have Lugia from Aquapolis. Now, this was always one of my favorite cards from Aquapolis. I'm gonna just bust right into it so we can save some time. But man, this has always been one of my favorite cards. Cannot get enough of this card. So this one's being a little tough to crack too. Just want to break it up there. Now this one cracked all the way down, so that's something you got to be careful with too, guys. I cracked the seal up here at the top, but the crack actually went all the way down. So thankfully the card should be pretty good, but we'll double check that. So that's something you gotta be careful with on this, guys. This crack, it looks scary going all the way down, but thankfully since I was holding it, it just cracked right up here. So we'll go ahead and pull this card out. Maybe we'll do this a little more securely. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of probably go at it and take a chip out just so we be sure, because now if we pry this, it's gonna kind of pry right down the middle of the card. So that's something you gotta be careful with when you're doing this method, is if you get a crack down the center of the card like that, it can kind of, you know, put you at risk. You know, you're kind of safe as long as you didn't have enough pressure to like rip all the way down. But because now we have to bend that, it's gonna probably almost bend the card right there. So gotta be careful with that. So what we're gonna do with this one Let's actually try to take a chip off. I don't know if this would be a little better with the pliers or not. My big pliers actually broke, so. There we go. So we got that off safely. See if we can get another piece off here. Gonna hold it right here so it doesn't bend this little crack. Can try to get some more. Okay. So this part actually isn't bending at all, so that's good. It's just right up here on top. So now we will try to carefully scoot in this piece, just like that. Holding that side, we'll go ahead and lift up here. Oh, sorry, you guys might not even be catching this. Basically, I've cracked out one side of this card. So there we have it. Kind of twisting just to be on the safe side. Lifting away from the card. Perfect. Now the label got kind of scuffed there, but hey. Just kind of taking a look at this card real quick, making sure we're Gucci. Oh yeah, we're Gucci, guys. So here you have it. We have a Lugia from Acropolis. Man, that artwork is awesome. Just look at that artwork, guys. That artwork is superb. Love that artwork. So yeah. That one didn't break out as easy as we hoped, but hey, that's kind of the risk of breaking these cards out. So that's why you guys want to be very careful on breaking these things out. So going forward, let's go ahead and try to bust this open. Maybe on top we can get it kind of loose. But if you feel a lot of resistance, and you're not used to doing this, even if you're used to doing this, like on this card, I'm feeling a lot of resistance. So I'm just gonna go ahead and break off the corner, guys. There we go. You could probably hear it in my living room, all the plastic going flying, but it's the name of the game. Go. Get one more here maybe. Okay. So now, as you can see, there's a little gap right here. We're wanting to try to push into that gap and then just kind of twist our cards. If I can get it in there. This is what I'm talking about, guys. The gap is so small. I like using this big one because it is hard to get in there, but it reminds me that you don't want to just shove it. So we might need to break a little more off of this one. There we go. That's some good stuff there. So here we're going to push in. You want to kind of go more straight with it, like I said. But then you can kind of just twist the screwdriver and things will naturally pop out. See, I'm kind of pushing towards the card, but I have enough control, I have enough opening right now where I can be very careful with it. Be sure to take that out before I get a little too cocky with it. Sorry about the focus there. We're gonna push up by this corner if we can. Let's go ahead and try to take this label out. That label's getting beat up, but you wanna push up to this corner. This corner is still sealed. There we go. Push up to my finger. Sorry if the camera's all shaky and whatnot. But yeah, you can see this is a pretty tough process, guys. I'm gonna be very careful. Make sure you know what you're doing. I'm running my finger down the side here. There we go. Jeez. That bottom right corner was really on there. So the Nidoking's kind of starting to pop out. It's got a little bend to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out safely because I could see it. So yeah, let me move some of this plastic here. This corner was really tight, so I just had to roll my finger down it. But yeah, that card was in there snug. As you guys can see, some PSA cases like the Ho-Oh just come out naturally, where you can just kind of tweak the case a little bit and then you just pop right out. Others, not so much. So yeah, I might be a little crazy for taking these out, but hey, I've been collecting cards for a very long time. I kind of know what I want in my collection. I was hunting these cards down over the last few years, kind of before prices went crazy, so I picked up these cards. Even if I overpaid for some, I picked up a lot of them where it was you know, much cheaper down the road. So next up, we have the Skyridge Charizard Holo. Now what I might do, I might break this video up into different portions or crack these off camera, but I know I'm going to record me cracking my Charizard out as a separate video, guys, if I crack that out. Like I said, I know I wanted to do all these crystal cards, but these guys I might, you know, the Vaporeon and the Arcanine that I showed you, I might wait and get other copies because those are 9s, and you know, why not just sell the 9? But this Charizard, man, you know, it's hard to crack this out because it is a Charizard. You want it protected, so that's something we'll wait and see on. I'll give you guys an update on that later, but let's go ahead and crack out this Charizard though. This is the PSA 3 Skyridge Charizard. Now that case kind of sounded like it was cracking a little bit more. Don't really want to try too hard. Man. Okay. That Lugia, I don't know if that Lugia had me nervous or something, but I just don't want to anger the Pokegods. Don't want to anger Arceus and cause a card to be damaged, so we're just going to do it this way. This way is a little more muscle power, but like I said, once you get that spot where you can crack in, see if I can show you guys here. Don't want to push in too far yet. Alright, this one was textbook break. So sliding in, we got the top cracked. Everything that you just heard cracked was this top. You can kind of see it right there. So now we will try to get in with our finger. Okay. Got it with their finger. It does kind of hurt a little bit, but a little pain for the sake of Pokemon. There we go. Nice. Cracking at the sides. Kind of want to hold Charizard a bit while we pull. Let's go ahead and hold him there. Let's get this label out of the way. Gonna put a finger down on Charizard right there, and then just yank off from the top. Textbook PSA break right there, guys. Now this one is a PSA 3. You couldn't really tell from inside the PSA case on camera, but let's take a close-up look at this guy. This guy's top edge is a little rough. I don't know if you can quite see that right there, but you know, little rough edge. Hollow looks good, but there's a lot of hollow scratching. And then of course down here at the bottom right, there is a little crease right there. So yeah, definite PSA 3 makes sense. Got some rough edges too. So happy to have this card. Pretty much bought a PSA card because once you start looking at cards like this, it's hard to tell condition, and everything is just so up in the air. You know, people can say whatever they want on eBay, but it's just better to buy a PSA graded card, even if it's lower grade, especially if you're considering breaking it out like me, because you know exactly a rough estimate. I say that because nowadays you never really know with PSA, but you pretty much have a good idea of where this card is going to be as far as condition goes. So there you have it, guys. We cracked out some Crystal and Aquapolis Skyridge cards here today. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this content, like I said, be sure to subscribe, and we might be cracking out those other ones here soon. So let me know what you guys think. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.